The Queen of the Black Coast is arguably the best of Robert E. Howard's Conan tales. What makes this one stand out? Howard certainly approached the story differently from any other Conan yarn. While his poetic prose harkens to his stylistic approach to the Frost Giant's daughter, there is an obvious attempt to do more than create a mythological tale here. Howard was aiming for something grand, something epic. He was building a legend. When confronted with adapting this to comics, Thomas chose to expand the story, developing the background characters and bringing the crew of the Tigress to life. It was an ambitious move, made all the more real by John Buscema and Ernie Chan's dynamic illustrations. The Black Coast storyline was a tragic love story writ large. Thomas took the weight of Howard's words and breathed on those embers to create a beautiful homage that blazed as brightly as Bulit's funeral pyre. While I personally rank The Queen of the Black Coast as Howard's fourth best Conan story, behind Beyond the Black River, A Witch Shall Be Born, and Red Nails, the Marvel adaptation from issues 57 to 100 is more than just ambitious. It's a brilliant extension, complete with a double-sized ending befitting such an epic tale. Death on the Black Coast is an amazing conclusion to a brilliant adaptation. The artwork and writing are astounding throughout, with only one misstep, that of Bulit's apparition. Described as a glimmer of white in a tense, pale shape, Bulit is colored as if she were a vibrant and living being, not a specter returned from the dead to rescue her beloved Cimmerian. Still, the final pages are stirring to the soul, and Thomas leans heavily on Howard's own words. No hand was at the sweep of the Tigress, no oars drove her through the green water, but a clean, hanging wind bellied her silken sail, and as a wild swan cleaves the sky to her nest, she sped seaward, flames mounting higher and higher from her deck to lick at the mast and envelop the figure that lay lapped in scarlet on the shining pyre. So passed the Queen of the Black Coast, and leaning on his red-stained sword, Conan stood silently until the red glow had faded far out in the blue hazes and dawn splashed its rose and gold over the ocean. A poignant end to both the story itself and for Marvel's adaptation of the mighty sinewed Cimmerian's time at sea. Roy Thomas was so good at using Howard's elegant words and pacing the script to deliver a memorable experience, and Buscema, especially in this issue, was masterful at bringing those scenes to life. There are so many great panels littered throughout this double-sized issue. The small moments are so touching, like Conan and Bulit's heartfelt discussion of the gods while they sat huddled on the deck of the Tigress, to the second panel on page 15 where Bulit's expression is one of pain, longing, and realization that she is cursed with greed. Of course, this being Conan, the fearsome battles really stand apart, particularly Conan's conflict with the hyenas, which is so dynamic and kinetic. But if I were asked to choose my favorite panel from the book, it is found on page 27, where the Queen of the Black Coast lies in state, surrounded by the treasure she so desperately desired in life, but that would have to comfort her in death. This issue bears my favorite Conan comic cover. It was laid out by Marie Severin, with pencils by Big John, inks by Ernie Chan, and colors by George Rosos. The lettering by the legendary Danny Crespi was a nice extra touch as well. If you could read only one Conan comic, this just might be the one.